All right, guys, we're making Stromboli tonight. Kind of on a budget, kind of. So I've got all my ingredients laid out here. Let me show you what we got. So before we get everything actually rolled up into the Stromboli, we need to preheat our oven at 400 degrees, okay? And I need to go ahead and cut these mushrooms up and cook these Italian sausage in the air fryer. So I'll be back as soon as I'm done with that. And also I'm gonna go ahead and whip together the whipped butter with the garlic. Okay. All right. So here's some of the stuff I did while I was gone. I took the pizza dough and I took like a half sheet pan, lined it with parchment paper, and I just stretched it out to the shape of the pan. Okay. I did that twice. Okay. I shredded up that mozzarella cheese just with a hand box grater. I took a few tablespoons of that whipped butter and put in about a tablespoon of the garlic. I air fried the Italian sausages, and those are cooling off a little bit, so I can use them in a little bit. And then I washed the mushrooms, chopped them up. Now I want kind of thick pieces, but you don't want to put the mushrooms in just like that, because if you do, then they're just going to bleed water and it's going to make a soggy mess. So you want to cook these first. So I've got some butter and some oil in my pan over here, heating up on medium heat, and I want to throw those in there, and I'm going to saute that with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then towards the end I'll throw a little bit of garlic in there, and we'll be back. All right, so we're ready to put together the first one. It's going to be for the kids. It's going to be half cheese and sauce and half pepperoni cheese and sauce, because one kid doesn't like pepperoni. But as a side note, one thing I forgot to mention was we need an egg wash just before it goes into the oven. So I went ahead and did that, but I could not find my brush right there. However, funny side note, in that drawer I found my missing 10mm wrench. So anyway, if you know, you know. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take a little bit of this garlic butter spread, and I want to just kind of brush it on here a little bit. Okay, I'm just using the back of the spoon, but I want to leave that space. You see that, like about an inch and a half of space all the way around. That way we can get this thing to seal up and not fall apart. All right, so I'm trying to. Oop, there we go. It'll be all right. All right, so I'm just going to put that right there. A little bit more. That'll be fine. We can spread that out. It'll be just fine. Okay, so there's that. So now that's done, I'm going to take some of this sauce. I didn't put it in a bowl, so I'm just going to stir it up a little bit. All right. Normally I would use like a pizza sauce. It's got a little bit less moisture in it, but we're not going to use a whole lot of this. So we're just going to put some of this, because we're going to heat some of this up on the side for dipping. Okay. So we're just going to spread some of this around like that. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. All right. So now I want to put the cheese down. So I'm going to take the mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put a pretty generous amount on here. So it might be like about an 8-ounce bag worth, maybe a little bit more. I don't think it's not going to be a whole pound in here. Like that. Spread that around. All right. All right. That'll work. Now I'm going to take these pepperonis, and I'm just going to so that's about halfway right there. I'm just going to put them in here, kind of like that. All right. There you go. Now, what you do, turn this towards you. And what you want to do is you want to roll this. Okay, that's why you got it on parchment paper. And you got it like this. So what you do is you roll it. Until you have something that looks like that. Now, on the ends, what you do is you kind of pinch them a little bit and tuck them under. Pinch that and tuck under. Pinch that. Tuck it under. All right, so now you want to transfer this to the pan you're actually going to be using right here. So what you can do is kind of go like that and kind of boop, And there it is. Okay? It's there. All right? There you go. Then you take the egg wash right here. Let's move this over so you can see a little better. Egg wash. Camera's kind of backwards or sideways, but that's okay. I'm sorry. So we're going to egg wash this all the way over. I just realized that. The camera is horizontal. I'll see if I can rotate that part. All right, so I got the egg wash. And all that is I took 2 eggs, beat them up really well, and I put about a teaspoon of water in it just to give it a little bit of a good consistency to brush on. Okay? Now, there's one very important thing about a Stromboli is that you need to vent the Stromboli. Okay? Because it's totally sealed up. And when it gets hot inside, what happens? The gases expand and it can blow up like a balloon. All right? So what we're going to do is just take your knife and that's it. Easy enough. All right, so let's get the other one done. All right, like I said, for this one, we're going to do the Alfredo. So, same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit of the butter down. Be right back. All right, trying to save time here. Put the butter down. Here's a little bit of ricotta. Be right back. All right, it does not take much of this, so just drizzling a little bit of the Alfredo down. That is it. And the cheese. I'll go ahead and put the cheese, and I'll be right back. All right, I got the spinach down. Then I sauteed a little bit. I got the mushrooms. I'm just laying the sausage down. Then I'm going to roll it up and do it exactly like that one. I'll be right back. All right, and they go for 25 to 30 minutes. I'll let you know. All right. All right, so while that's cooking, I figured out how to rotate the string, which is good. So, I mean, it's cut off a little bit, whatever. But I also trimmed out some of the stuff where I showed you, like all the ingredients. You guys get the gist. You saw what I was cooking with. So once it's done, I'll bring them out, show you what they look like, cut into them. I'm hoping the Asiago cheese does not burn. I don't know. So we'll see. All right, so 25 minutes on the money. The Asiago did not burn. The kids one had a little bit of a blowout for cheese. I scooped it over there because I didn't have it completely on the seam right there. So just make sure when you do this that the seam on the bottom is right in the middle, and you can pinch it together also. So let's go back up top and see this set it up now. So I'm going to just going to take it and go on the bias, put on the bias and the diagonal there. There. Okay. And then nice big scoop, and let's do that. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, guys. Have a great night.